because there are so many influences in the world. How do we know? How can we pinpoint when it's God? Like I personally am growing in that, and I've been able to be like, okay, this is God speaking to me. How would you recommend people who are just coming to know Christ? Like, how can they differentiate God from the evil one?
Um, it's a couple ways. Everybody different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody different. I tell you how he did it for me, and then I'll tell you as when that question comes up, what he tells me to tell. Like particularly for me, as I got deeper in God, I started reading His Word more. So particularly, you mentioned a devotional. The devotional I had was Jesus Calling, and so I would wake up and I read the devotional, and then I just go about my day. But eventually, he started like read it, go to the scriptures at the bottom,
Yep.
right? To the scriptures at the bottom, and then it just started growing. So instead of me reading the 1, 2, 3 scriptures there, read the chapter that the scriptures are in, get the context.
Yep.
And I kept doing this now, read the chapter before, read the chapter after. And so what happens is, because he's a God over the seed, and you got to be careful of the seeds that you plant and that you taking in. And so with all voices, the more you start to fine tune and focus on where his voice is, where you know without a shadow of a doubt it is, which is in the Bible, in worship songs, in places where you can readily hear and see, then the more you're gonna be able to see him. The more like you're gonna be able to discern, oh, whose voice is this, whose voice is that. But the biggest thing is the sheep hear the voice. So you go to Psalm 23, which the number 23 represents God with me. So we're in 2023. How do you know if God's with that person or not? You look at how they enter into the rest. Because he says, I'm the Lord your shepherd, you shall not lack, you shall not want. So if I want something, that means I don't got it. I need to get it. But if he's saying that I'm not gonna want it, that means I already got it. But the first thing he does is makes me lie down. He's the only God out of any other God, out of any other religion, any other way in this world that says rest first. Hey, you gotta work. No, you gotta do this for me to do this for you. And so entering into the rest, particularly when they were going into the promised land, according to Hebrews 4, they didn't know how to. They thought they had to work. They kept having the voice of the taskmaster or the Egypt in them, even after they was out of it. So they kept thinking, oh, I need to make this golden calf, or I need to do this like that. Versus God just like, nah, sit right here, and I'm gonna restore your soul, which means restoring like on your phone. I'm gonna wipe away everything that was added, and I'm gonna bring it back to the original thing, and then I'm gonna lead you in the way of righteousness for my name's sake.
Yep.
And so for people to hear that, you just gotta stop for a second. Stop answering the phone, stop watching TV, or ask God, stop and ask God, where do you want me to be at? Because particularly for me, like I grew up in performing arts, I grew up in on movies. My parents was always working, so I watch movies, I watch cartoons, and that's the intimacy for me and God. Like every Tuesday, he was like, I need you to show up at a movie. Imagine $5 free popcorn every Tuesday, and I've been doing that for the past 3 years. And then I asked him, what movie do I do? And then that's the thing I would tell them, acknowledge God in all your ways. Don't lean on your own understanding. Trust him with all your heart, and he gonna direct your paths. The way he directs your paths is he start writing on your heart. He the author and finisher of your faith. Faith come by hearing, hearing by the word of God. His word is a lamp unto your feet, a light unto your path. And on your feet are the shines of peace. So you're gonna have peace wherever you at in the position when you start to ask him where I'm at. And what it's gonna do is gonna conflict, because you're gonna think, oh, I need to be at this meeting, I need to ask this call, but then you're gonna start, as I started testing it out, it's like I'll show up at a meeting, I don't got no peace. I can't focus. It's not that. And they let me know I'm not supposed to be there. Or I answer a call and I realize, oh, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. And so the more I start to enter into that peace, that rest, is the more that people start to see, like, I'm living a stress-free life. You don't have to deal with certain things or certain people, or you think it's an emergency and you choose to obey God, rest and not answering the phone, not showing up. And then when you show up, everything's taken care of. Or them passed away and you would have showed up and wasted your time and just went through the motions, and it wouldn't have had no value. So that's what I would tell them, like, acknowledge and start asking, what should I wear? What toothpaste should I use? When I first came up here, it was a commercial that kept irritating me, and it was about the talcum powder, baby powder.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, why did they irritate me so much? And I asked God, because that was when I started getting the mold. He was like, because if people had to ask me whether they should use the baby powder or not, you wouldn't be in this situation where you literally killing your generations because it caused ovarian cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, as I did that, it's like, even in the little things, he's mindful of us. So if we ask him, you know, what socks should I wear? Where should I go? What should I order for clothes? Everything else, muscle memory. To what car, what spouse, what job, like it's gonna be muscle memory, and then you're gonna be in your position.
Yesterday, actually, we had Bible study, and we all took little bits, and we came back yesterday, and we like pretty much put it in our own words. And mine was 23:5. It says that He prepares it, not we prepare it. So that right there that should be enough for us. You know, we can trust God knowing that His word never fails. He's going to do what He says He's going to do.
That was a great way to end it.